Hi guys, I'm Nike Master Trainer Alex Silver-Fagan, and joining me today is fellow Nike Master Trainer Patrick Frost. We're going to be taking you through your yoga practice today. Let's get started. We're going to come into a seated position, either cross-legged, or you can be in Virasana on your shins if that's more comfortable for you. And then I want you to wrap your shoulders down your back, sit a little bit taller, and then options with the hands, you can either have the palms facing down to ground you if you've been feeling a little flighty recently, or if you want a little bit more energy and pull from the environment around you, you'll open up the palms out. So that's just a personal preference. And then you'll just close your eyes and start to feel this energy building from the earth beneath you and lifting up all the way through your body, through the crown of the head, just creating this power, working from your center, moving out. I want you to bring your hands to your belly. Wherever you are in your breath, just exhale all of the air out of your mouth. And then take a deep inhale through the nose. Feel the breath expand into your fingertips. The crown of the head reaches higher. You expand, you grow. And then exhale, big sigh out of the mouth. Let all of it go. Again, you'll inhale deeply through the nose. And then this time, keep the lips sealed. Exhale out of the nose. Starting to connect to Ujjayi. Deep inhales in and out of the nose, creating that fire from that center, that focus, right? And you're going to take it with you on this journey. You can flutter the eyes open. On your next inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky, gaze above you. And then let's hook the thumbs and pull the arms apart, something we worked on earlier, right? Breathing. And then you're going to drop your right arm, side bend towards the right. You can even bend into that arm, feeling the length in the left side body. Make sure you're not rounding too far forward or too far back. You're just creating length. So think of the back body reaching up and over out of the crown of the head. And then inhale, lift all the way back up. You can look up as you breathe. And then drop the left arm, same thing, side bend towards the left, breathing into the right side body. Creating length, expansion, all from that fire in that core. Inhale, lift all the way up. And then we're going to exhale, twist towards the right. Your left hand is going to come to your right knee. Right fingertips come behind you. And you can press into your fingertips to create more length in your spine, so then you can twist a little deeper. And be mindful that you're not just using your neck to twist, right? The neck stays in line with the chest. And then inhale, lift back up. Moving to the other side as you exhale, twisting towards the left, or right hand over left knee, left fingertips behind you, creating more length as you lift, and then exhaling into that space. Inhale to come back to center. This time you're going to drop your fingertips behind you. Press into your fingers as you lift your heart up towards the sky. Maybe your gaze comes up too. And then instead of reaching up, you're going to bring the fingertips around your body, reaching down to the floor as you bow forward. The third eye can come down. And just take a moment to say thank you for showing up to your mat. And then from here, we're going to make our way to a tabletop facing the front of the mat. So hands are going to come underneath your shoulders, knees are going to come underneath your hips. And then I want you to press the tops of your feet down into the floor. Push your palms into the ground so you pull the shoulder blades apart. Nice and strong position here. And then we'll take some cat-cows, slowly starting to arch the low back as you inhale, looking up, pushing the heart forward through the arms. And then exhale, round chin to chest, pull the belly button up to the sky, tuck the tailbone down. Again, inhale up, open up your heart. And exhale to round. I'll let you take this on your own, starting to move your head in circles, your hips around, maybe even turning the fingertips towards your knees. Really whatever your body's asking for here, especially after all the work you've been putting in. And then within the next 2 breaths, we'll make our way back to that neutral position with the spine. And now I want you to bring more attention to your right hand and your right knee on the floor. And then you're gonna slide your left toes back, start to peel your left arm up. We're going into a modified Ardha Chandrasana. Reach the fingertips to the sky, and then option to lift that left leg up as you flex the foot. You can always keep those toes down. Patrick is a great example. And then exhale, make your way back to your tabletop. Transitioning to the other side, slide that right foot back, toes come to the floor for support. Peel your right arm up. Maybe your gaze comes up to the sky, and if you want to challenge yourself, you lift your top right leg. Making sure to flex the foot, keeping all that energy expanding, right? We're making sure every part of our body is always alive. And then exhale, come back to your tabletop. Beautiful. I want you to step your feet back, find a plank. Keep that strength in the upper body so you push into the floor. And then as you bend your knees, exhale, lift your hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. You can take a few moments to pedal out the legs, just play around before we start to find a solid shape. Making sure that breath is still with you. And then again, we're gonna really make this down dog solid. So press all of your fingertips into the floor. Press out of your wrists, out of your shoulders. Biceps are framing your ears, and then bring your belly button in slightly. Softly bend the knees so your hips can reach to the sky, and there's an energy of your heels reaching to the floor, but they don't need to touch. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and take tiny steps to the top of the mat. Let it be a nice little journey to get there. And then once you get there, I want you to bring the feet hips width distance apart. That's 2 fists width distance. And then bend your knees, grab hold of opposite elbows, let your head dangle, and just take a little ragdoll moment. It should feel good, releasing the low back. No tension in the hamstrings, so definitely bend those knees. You can shake the head out, gorgeous. You can even flutter the lips. Let it go, yeah, nice, Patrick. And then you'll release your arms, bend your knees, and roll your way to stand one vertebrae at a time. Once you get to the top, wrap those shoulders down your back, palms reach forward, Tadasana. Energy is reaching out your fingertips, and feel yourself growing from the ground up. And then bring your hands to your belly. Feel that center, that core, that fire. This is where our self-worth, our self-confidence comes from, and we move so we can balance out this energy and feel more clear in our decisions moving forward. Bring that energy to a prayer at your heart and take a bow and say thank you to yourself once again. I hope you have a beautiful practice. Inhale to reach your arms up towards the sky, gaze towards your thumbs, and then we're gonna bend the knees, sit the hips back, chair pose, Utkatasana. Reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Good, bring the weight into your heels. You can even wiggle your toes. Take another inhale, and then exhale, fold over your legs. Press into your shins, push your hips back, half lift to Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, place your hands down, step your left foot back behind you. Good, just coming through a lunge, and then step back to a plank. Push into the floor, find that nice strong plank again, and then exhale, place your knees down, bend your elbows, and lower all the way to the mat. Slide your hands back a little bit so you can wrap your shoulders back. Tops of the feet press into the floor, kneecaps lift, and then heart reaches up as you inhale, baby cobra. Keep the gaze out in front of you instead of up so the chin stays tucked. And then exhale, press back through your tabletop, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Every down dog is a chance to reset, come back into your body. If the mind was wandering, bring it back to your breath. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, take 2 steps to the top of the mat. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, reach your arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana again. Exhale, sit the hips back a little bit more. Good, nice and strong pose here. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. Half lift on your inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, push the heart forward. And then exhale, hands come down, step your right foot back behind you. And then step the left foot back, you're in your plank. If you enjoyed placing the knees down, it's always an option. If you'd like to take a chaturanga, you'll join me. You're gonna shift your weight forward so your nose is in front of your fingertips, and then bend the elbows halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Knees and thighs are off of the mat. Wrap the shoulders back behind you. And then exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful job. On your next inhale, reach your right leg back behind you and think of length here. So it's almost like you're stepping your right foot on the back wall. Flex the foot, nice and strong energy. Good, and make sure to keep the right armpit wrapped down so that we're keeping our shoulders square towards the ground. It's just a leg lift, right? Take another inhale, and then exhale, bring your knee to your nose as you round forward. Nose, or maybe even your chin if you can, or your forehead. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, step your right foot by your right thumb. Try to get your heel to the floor and then your toes. Good, nice strong back leg. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. You're in a high lunge. And then exhale to sink down a little bit more. Straighten that back leg. Slide the right hip back, left hip forward. And then that core, that fire is engaged. Good, hook your thumbs. Pull the arms apart. Feel all of that tension just reaching down through your body. And then bring that down to your heart and then to your center. Good, reach the arms out and up, and then hands come down to the floor. Left hand is gonna stay where it is. Reach your right arm up, you're in a twist. Good, straighten that back leg a little bit more, and notice, did you drop your left hip? Can you lift it up a little? A nice strong left shoulder. We're not sinking down so the shoulder's by the ear. Really reach up towards the sky. Now this is gonna be a fun transition. We're moving to a warrior two. So drop your back heel parallel to the back of the mat. Cartwheel the arms up and open. Beautiful, Patrick, warrior two. Good, and then sink down into it, right? Slight external rotation of that right thigh out. So it's almost like I came over and moved the skin on your right leg back. Good, and there's the outside of your left foot is pressing into the mat. Gaze is over your right middle finger, strong arms here. Take an inhale to reach and reverse, straighten the front leg. Just take some tension off of your right knee. And then bend back into your right leg, reaching forward, right forearm to right thigh, left arm over your head, extended side angle. And if you feel a little tension in that left shoulder, bring the hand back by your hip and then open around towards the sky. So we're just opening into that shoulder. And then gaze is up towards the sky. Did you lose the connection to the outside of your left foot? Are you breathing? All of these things we check into. And then trust your core, trust your fire. Left hand is gonna come to your hip. Left hand to left hip. Gaze out in front of your right foot. Right fingertips come to the floor as you float your left leg off of the ground. Ardha Chandrasana. Flex your left foot. Left fingertips can reach up to the sky. Your right hand can stay on the ground, or you start to lift it up and you float. Good, trust your right foot, trust that energy, keep breathing. One more breath. Softly bend the front leg, come back to a warrior two. Nice and easy float, beautiful. Inhale, reach and reverse your warrior. And then cartwheel the hands down to the floor, step back to a plank. Exhale, we lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, 3 breaths. Moving into the left side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale to stay. Take a moment in this 3-legged downward facing dog to feel like someone's pulling your left leg back. Good, take another inhale. Exhale, round forward, bring the knee to your nose. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, left foot by the left thumb. Try to get your heel and then toe to the floor. Good, back leg is straight. You can take a moment here before we reach up, and then inhale, arms come up, high lunge. Good, sink down into your legs. Right leg is straight, and then scissor the inner thighs together. But make sure that we're giving enough forward motion in that left leg. So if you're up here, maybe just slide the left shin forward a little bit more. Good, belly pulls in, so low ribs down by the belly button. And then hook the thumbs, create more fire, more energy. And then bring all of that energy back down to your core, your center. And then out and around, expand, bring it up. And then hands come down to the floor. Beautiful job, nice breath, Patrick. Right hand to the floor, left arm reaches up, you're in your twist. Straighten that back leg, square your hips up, so right hip comes up a little bit, and you're wrapping your heart open towards the sky. Here's the fun transition, warrior two, drop the back heel, cartwheel the arms up. It should feel fun, and you know what, if you go a different way, I love it, right? This is your practice. And then we'll heel to the feet a little wider apart so you can sink into the front leg. Again, external rotation of that front thigh, internal of that back. Can you connect to your big toes on the mat? Can you wiggle your fingers and then extend more energy out? Can you smile? Good. Inhale, reach and reverse, straighten the front leg. Take some tension off of that left leg. And then we're coming into our side angle. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm over your head. Again, if you feel a little funkiness in the shoulder, just drop it back down and around. And then it should feel nice and juicy. Good. Strong legs, strong core, strong gaze, strong breath. You are strong, right? That is the point of this entire practice. I promise you're strong. Right hand to right hip. Gaze out in front of your left toes. Start to float the right leg up, Ardha Chandrasana. Left toes to the ground, and you can totally stay here. I probably will. Right foot is flexed, but then my gaze is gonna start to come up, right? So even if you're not lifting the hands, can you challenge yourself a little more? And remember, wobbling means you are getting stronger. Good, soft bend in the front leg. Take it back gently to your warrior two. Let's dance. Inhale, reach and reverse. Cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Step back, plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Know that these vinyasas, especially now after this one, inhale, up dog, urdhva. Exhale, Adho Mukha, that you can always just take a child's pose, right? I know Patrick and I have been pushing you, but if you need to come down and take a breath instead of a vinyasa, please do so. All right, we're gonna move a little bit quicker here, adding on, so just trust your ears and trust your body. Inhale, right leg is gonna lift. Exhale, knee to nose, round forward. Inhale, extend again. Exhale, step the foot by the thumb. Good, high lunge. Inhale, arms reach up. Hook the thumbs right away, create that energy. And then hands slide down to your center. Out and around, make that big circle, maybe bring the gaze up, and then hands down to the floor. Left hand stays, right arm comes up, you twist. Now take a moment here to really set up that left hand into the ground. We're gonna step back to a side plank, Vashisthasana. You can start with your feet on top of each other. If you need to put one foot in front, amazing, do what you gotta do. You can even drop a knee. If you wanna take this a little further, you'll start to lift your right leg up, full Vashisthasana. You are strong, that energy is expanding, and then pull your right knee into your chest, step right back to your lunge. You got it. Good, back to your warrior two, open up, cartwheel the arms open. Woo! And then here's fun, we're going right to Ardha Chandrasana, float yourself there. Maybe the left hand doesn't even come to your hip. Good, breathe. And then we're gonna take a forward fold, bring your fingertips to the floor, step your feet together at the top of the mat. Let some heat out. Ah, yeah. Good. And then we're gonna bend our knees, reach your arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana. I know we let heat out and then we built it again. That's the fun part. Good. You're gonna shift your weight to your right foot. As you stand up, bring your left knee into your chest. Good. We're gonna transition to a tree pose. Take your left hand to your foot, place the left foot to the inside of the right thigh or down to the shin or even to the floor, right? Give yourself some balance if you need it. Just don't put it on your knee. We need those for Patrick's classes. Good, and then hands come to a prayer at your heart. Feel your heart beating into your prayer. And then reach those arms up to the sky. Grow your tree, gaze comes up. Good, keep this energy reaching up. Just turn the knee back to center. Bring the knee a little bit higher. Start to bend into your right leg. We're coming to a high lunge. Nice and slow. Kick your left foot back behind you. Place the ball of the foot to the floor. Arms reach up, high lunge. And then exhale, hands find the ground. Step back, a vinyasa. So good. Exhale. Inhale. Make sure that you're not just flowing through it. I mean, you want to flow, right? But we want to make sure that each pose gets some respect. Left leg is going to lift. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose round. So good. Breathe. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step the foot forward. High lunge as you inhale, arms reach up. Good. Hook your thumbs, pull the energy apart, and then bring it down to your heart, to your center. Good. Big circle. Reach out and around. Maybe the gaze comes up, and then hands come to the floor. Right hand stays, left arm peels open. You're in your twist. Now, again, you know where you're going, so press that right hand into the ground. Step back, Vashisthasana, side plank. Beautiful. Good. Push into the floor, nice and strong. And then maybe you lift. Actually, I want you to lift that left leg. Always maybes, but you do what you got to do, right? And then we're going to transition back to our low lunge. Bring the knee to your chest. Step it forward. Beautiful. Open up, warrior two. Float it up. Good. All right, here's the fun. We're floating into Ardha Chandrasana. Reach forward. Hand comes down. Right arm comes up. Flex that back foot. You're so good. You got it. You breathe. And then just forward fold. Yeah, building that fire. All right, we're gonna bend the knees, arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana. Good, you feel that? You feel that? That's you. Good, start to bring the weight to the left leg. Stand up, bring the right knee with you. And then transitioning to our tree pose. Hands come back up to your heart. We're moving all of that energy up, right? And then reach those arms up, grow your tree, bring that energy out to other people, expand, open, share. And then keep the arms as they are, bring the right knee forward. And then slowly start to kick your right foot back, bending into the left leg, coming into your high lunge. Oh, so juicy. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the ground, step back, vinyasa. You guys are doing so good. We're almost there. Let's bring the knees to the floor. Let's just take a child's pose for one moment. We're about to take it down a little, but I want you to just have this split moment of like, oh my God. Do you feel all of that, right? You feel your heart beating, you feel your muscles just shaking, and all of that is because you're creating it by breathing, by focusing. You got a little bit more, stay with me. Good, we'll come back up to the tabletop, and then tuck your toes, lift your hips back, downward facing dog. Almost there, so good, guys. Inhale, reach your right leg up. We're gonna take it through to a floating pigeon. So bend your knee, bringing your shin forward like you're gonna put it down on the floor, but you don't. Keep it bent, and then right ankle to left thigh as you lift the hips back, figure four, down dog, yes. And then inhale, come forward, coming into your full pigeon. Place the right shin down, slide the left leg back behind you, and always as a reminder, if that right bum is off of the mat, you can slide a pillow, anything, a dog, don't do that, but something underneath it, and then press your fingertips into the floor, lift your heart, and then let yourself round forward over your front leg as far as you need. You can even just hang out up here, right, and let the head drop and just breathe, but let it be a little bit more passive. It might feel nice to come back to an intention, maybe when you set in the first stage or anything you're working on right now. But if it starts to bring up a little bit more anxiety, let's push that aside, right? Let's come back to the breath. It's okay to focus on an intention as long as you let it move with you. You let it pass, you let the other thing come through. We need to give space for things to move, or else we'll just stay in the same spot. Two more breaths. Start to lift yourself back up, nice and slow. And then we'll keep our weight on our right hip and just circle your left leg around. And it's now going to be on a diagonal to the top of your mat. Right foot is going to come to the inside of the left thigh. And then I want you to turn your torso over your left leg. Flex your foot so toes come back to the shin. Reach your arms up to the sky. Take an inhale. And then exhale as you round forward, trying to move your chest towards your toes. And then you'll grab hold of your foot, your legs, whatever you have available for you. Janu Shirshasana. Think about this as not only just a forward fold, but a twist. We're wrapping the right ribs down. If you feel a little bit too much tension in the back of that left leg, just bend your knee slightly. There's no need to make any hamstrings angry, particularly yours. And then start to roll yourself back up. We're going to place the right hand to the floor behind us, coming onto our left shin. Lift your hips up, joy pose. You can point that left toe. It should feel so good. And then gently bring your hips back down to the floor, hands down to the top of the mat. We're going to step back to a downward facing dog. Moving very slowly. One hip probably feels very different than the other. And before you play around, just notice that difference. Or play around. It's your body, right? You can do what you need. I'm just here to guide you. All right, we're going to inhale. Left leg is going to lift. Floating pigeon as you exhale. Bring that shin as close to the ground as you can. And then keep it bent like that. Left ankle to right thigh. Figure 4 down dog. And then inhale, come forward again. Real pigeon. Place the shin down to the floor. Slide your right leg back. Do whatever you need to give yourself some support on that left side. And then lift the heart, press into your fingertips. Create all of this length so then you can move forward into it. Again, you can come down as far as you need, extending the arms, dropping the forehead, whatever you need. Two more breaths. And start to press yourself back up. Again, moving slow. And then shifting your weight to the left hip as you circle the right leg around. Left foot to the inside of the right thigh. And then again, move your torso over your right leg. Flex your right toes. Reach your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, round forward for Janu. Reaching for whatever is available for you. Not trying to lock out that right knee. And still wrapping the left ribs down so the heart is reaching forward. Last breath. Slowly let yourself come back up. Left hand is going to come to the floor behind you. Come onto your left shin as you lift the hips up, joy pose. And then exhale, lower yourself down. And we're just going to move our feet in front of us. So we're going to stay facing forward. And I want you to press your feet to the floor, knees to the sky, and then bring your fingertips to face your toes. And then I want you to press into your hands and your feet, reverse tabletop, lift the hips to the sky. And then before you drop your head, I want you to really feel that strength in your glutes. Make sure your big toes are connected to the ground. Arms are pressing down, lifting open. And then if it's in your practice, you can drop the head. And then you'll lower back down. Just take a moment to wrap your arms around your knees, giving yourself a hug, and let your eye sockets rest on your knees. then lift yourself up. Reach your arms nice and long. And again, using that core, we'll lower all the way down for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Once you're on your back, walk the feet in slightly so they're closer towards your hips. And then wrap your right leg over your left like you're in a chair with your legs crossed. You can scoot your hips to the right. And then let the knees fall to the left as you bring your right hand with you. So you're almost in like a fetal position, just with the legs crossed. And we did this in the first class, so it should feel familiar. You're gonna take your right hand and start to circle it with fingertips to the floor, up and around your head, moving around the back of your mat as your arms open up for a nice thoracic spine opener. Yeah, and we're gonna do that 2 more times. So circle it back around as best as you can, trying to keep the fingertips to the floor, but every body is different. Good, and then you're gonna circle them back around, opening up. Good, we're gonna circle back, bringing the hands on top of each other 1 more time, and we'll stay open. So circle back. And then bring your left hand to your belly and just start to send more breath there. Gently bring your gaze back to center. Pull the knees up to center so that you can unravel. And then we'll just switch sides. So left leg is gonna cross over the right. First, move your hips to the left, and then roll onto your right side as you bring the knees with you. Left hand comes over the right. And we'll take those circles. Left arm is gonna reach around your head, up and over. Nice opening and rotation in that shoulder. And then you'll bring it back around as you exhale. Beautiful, 2 more, inhale. And back around, exhale. 1 more to stay, bring it around. And then right hand can come to your belly by your low ribs and just breathe. Oftentimes we can't really feel the power that we have. Our confidence dims that for some reason, or we lack our confidence. So this act of just placing your hand on your stomach, feeling the breath, feeling that power, is almost like having somebody say, hey, you're awesome, because you are. Sometimes we just need that. We need to start pulling it in from ourselves, and putting your hand there makes you realize you've got that power, I promise. Hey, you're awesome. Good, we'll unravel, come back to center. Unwrap the legs and then bring the knees into your chest, lift your head up and give yourself a hug. You are so awesome. Take an inhale and then exhale, open into your final Savasana. Arms and legs extend long. Take up space, right? The whole idea of bringing that energy out and not being afraid to share it. Let your head get heavy, and then start to close the eyes. Nothing left to do except to just be. Slowly start to come back into your body. Wiggling the fingers, the toes. And then you'll bring the knees into your chest so that you can roll over onto the right side. Making your way to the fetal position. Let your right cheek rest on your right bicep. And then use your left hand to press yourself back up to a seat. Just as we started, you can either be cross-legged or you can take any other seat that is calling for you. And then bring your hands to a prayer at your heart. Say thank you to yourself for showing up today. I thank you just as your heart, your soul, your mind, and your body thanks you. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, namaste.